What's up, guys? Welcome back to the shop. We're out here. We're getting posted up. The big task for today, we're going to get started here. I think I'm going to make this like a multi-step series almost, episodes, if you will. If you're new here, feel free to click the button down there and like and subscribe this channel and video. This here is a 1963 John Deere 110 38-inch mower deck. As you can tell, this thing has seen some better days. This is all that I have that I purchased. So I got this from my good buddy Jared. This mower deck is off of originally a 1963 110. I don't know exactly what happened to the tractor. It was not on a 63 110 when I got it. What you see is what I got, and as you can tell, it's seen some better days. Definitely has some light surface rust there in the front, which is kind of normal on these things if they were actually used and put up wet and that sort of thing. So the point of this is I'd like to show from start to finish kind of what I like to do, but also what is possible when you're out here looking for stuff, and kind of show you tips and tricks that I found along the way. Obviously between rust repair and that sort of thing. This here is exactly how I found it. So before I, either sandblast it or grind all the paint off and that sort of thing, I wanted to get a good, clean picture and show what this thing started with, because that way at the end we can reference this and we can show how far this thing has really come. Some of the neat things that are different about these are all handmade with press brake. Sharp corners more so than one big stamping. There's a few weld seams in this. The serial tag up front, you can see, is brass. It's serial number 3511. I'm sure everybody's going to be all like, oh, what serial number is it? So here it is, 3511. These pins are not the correct 63 pins. These are the later style pins. Originally 63s will have a circle here that you stick your finger in and pull. This is not correct. This is a later style roller. Originally these were actually wooden, which is kind of neat. However, they replaced it with this thing. So we'll get that fixed up and out of the way. Obviously there's a lot of rust here with all that, so we'll get that squared away. The end guard there, that all broke off, so we'll have to re-weld that. Bearings and stuff all do spin, but they're pretty noisy, so we'll probably rebuild that. It was missing the deck arms, so I've been told that these are correct for these. Normal 38-inch mower deck, these are straight. They do not bend. These are off of a 46-inch mower deck from a round fender. Supposedly these are correct to get the widths from the brackets back here to the front on the tractor. I don't know if that is because these mount on the brackets that go on the footboards, and on a 63 the footboards are narrow. If you know, put it down in the comments. Let me know. And when you see something and you say, wow, that guy's a moron, put it down in the comments. Tell me. I want to know how to make my stuff better and learn something. So these were missing, so I found these. These are for the deck hangers, which I don't have, but I can get a set. They're just normal. I don't think they're anything special. The spring goes on that post back there and hooks on here is missing, so we'll have to get that. Some of this stuff we'll get apart and start cleaning up. The deck wheels are replaced. These are plastic later ones, so we'll get that switched out with originals. There's some small cracks and whatnot here, you can see. So I'd like to get this down to bare metal and really go through it with a fine-tooth comb. This stud here is cut off or broke off, and same with this one. And that one still has a nut, but I'm worried that if I take that off, that'll break off too, so we'll get those replaced, weld those in. And if you notice, the top cover is not here, so I didn't have one. This is, like I said, exactly how I got it. So I've been trying to piece together pieces to make this a complete deck before I start, and we have everything to go right through it. With that being said, this cover was missing, so I went down to the John Deere dealer, and voila! I gave them a part number, and this is what they gave me. This right here should be 163 mower deck cover. Might not look like it, but one day soon, hopefully, this will look like this. So I borrowed a friend. This is his. This is not mine. He's just letting me borrow it. So this is what we have to make, and soon enough, this will look like this, with a lot of work and a lot of tooling and knowledge and skills that I don't have. But we'll figure it out and have to make one of these. So it'll be kind of interesting. Just simple bends here, notches that go on those studs that are broke off. I got to cut all this stuff out and nicely locate it. I got to form these dimples, which are fun. There's 3 of them for the deck spindles. I'm going to have to form those. So I'm going to have to figure that out. And then at front, there's really nice tight bends. There's a short leg in the middle there, and it's going to be fun on the finger brake to get those bent up. So we'll go through all that, but the purpose of this video is just to show kind of what's coming down the pipeline and get everybody excited. And one day there will be a nice shiny mower deck that I will probably never mow grass with, but we'll have a nice mower deck that's nice and complete. We'll start getting this torn apart and get it all torn down to bare metal. I'm going to pop the serial tag off. I have the correct style rivets to put back in it, but in order to sandblast this and fix all the rust holes, that will be the easiest to do, and we will attach that probably last, basically. You can tell too, there's like no decals or nothing on it. And another thing that is 63 specific is these front mower draft plates. So this hooks onto the front of the tractor on the frame, and then those arms go back to here. Obviously the pins are there. So this is 63 specific. However, this is not a correct one, but we will modify it to be correct. So there's later ones that have indents on the front, and then these, this one does not have it. A 63 is all smooth in the front, and this is, I believe, like a 64 to 65, where it doesn't have an indent, but it has these little flat strips. So we'll knock the welds off of that, smooth that out, and then this will be correct for 63. So it's small details like this that I try to replicate when you don't have original stuff, but also when you have original stuff, it really shows, and to me adds a lot of value when you have original pieces with original tractors. It's small details that really don't matter when you're using the stuff, but as far as collectability and stuff, it's really neat to see the differences between like a 63 and a 64 and a 64 to 65. They changed a lot in the early years as they were figuring out. And again, with these being 63, they only made 1,000 tractors, to where they probably only made roughly 1,000 mower decks. And these are all press brake bent and whatnot, to where they didn't have the tooling to stamp this all out in one stamping. The investment of that was probably a lot more than what it was just to pay somebody to bend these up. So when you didn't know that product would work, this is what they came up with, and then later on, when it did work, they started stamping them. So this is something I'm really interested in, more so on the restoration aspect of it, just to really make this thing as nice and cherry and correct as I can. I'll try to document it all and keep you guys updated and bring you along the trip. And if anybody has any questions or tips or concerns, put it down in the comments. Leave a like, hit that big thumbs up button, and follow along with the subscribe button up in the corner. And we'll see you next time.